a girl from an island. She stands apart from the crowd. She loves the sea and her people. She makes her whole family proud. Moana, listen. Do you know who you are?
The stories are true.
The story has just begun. The evil darkness has found us. Moana, the ocean chose you. Find Maui. Restore the heart of Te Fiti and save us all.
Maui, demigod of the wind and sea.
Hero of men.
Huh?
So it goes like this. Maui, shapeshifter, demigod of the wind and sea, hero of men. Ah, women. Women too, men and women.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I need your help.
I'm not going on a mission with some mortal.
My island, my people, won't survive if we don't make it. The ocean chose me for a reason. And it chose you too.
Listen, princess, if you're gonna do this, you gotta go through a whole ocean of bad.
I'm not a princess. I'm the daughter of the chief, leader of my people.
Are you ready to be the hero?
Let's go save the world.
I got your back. What? Is there something in my teeth?
So much that this world has for you, and I will be with you along the way. But you have to go out and grab life, and it feels.
Cirque Island one.
It was made for the big screen, and you often hear actors and directors and producers say things like that, and for the most part it's true. Some movies, I know what you're saying, because I'm like, I don't know if I need to see that on the big screen. But Moana is different and it's special, not just because I made it, but because it's big, it's beautiful, it's sweeping. It really sweeps you away, and with the visual effects in the ocean that comes alive, that has a heartbeat, and somewhere there's a giant crab.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to Hollybuzz. We're excited to have you with us for another in-depth movie breakdown. If you're a fan of Disney adventures, breathtaking visuals, unforgettable characters, and stories inspired by rich cultural traditions, then you're in the right place. Today we're taking a deep dive into one of the most anticipated family films of the year, Moana. The live-action remake scheduled for release on July 10th, 2026. Disney is bringing one of its most beloved animated classics back to the big screen in a completely new way. This isn't just a frame-by-frame remake of the 2016 animated film. The filmmakers have reimagined the story for live action while preserving the heart, emotion, and adventurous spirit that made the original such a worldwide success. With stunning ocean landscapes, spectacular visual effects, powerful music, and an incredible cast, the movie aims to introduce Moana's inspiring journey to a whole new generation while giving longtime fans a fresh cinematic experience. In this video, we'll explore every important aspect of the film in complete detail. We'll discuss its story, genre production company, director, writers, cast, filming locations, behind-the-scenes facts, trailer analysis, hidden details, budget, box office performance, audience reactions, and much more. Our goal is to give you a complete understanding of the movie while avoiding unnecessary spoilers. So whether you've already watched the film or are planning to see it soon, this breakdown will help you appreciate everything that makes this adventure special. So sit back, relax, and get ready to sail across the Pacific Ocean on an unforgettable journey filled with courage, friendship, self-discovery, and breathtaking adventure. From fascinating production secrets to amazing facts that many viewers may have missed. We'll cover everything you need to know about Disney's Moana live-action remake. Without wasting any more time, let's begin today's complete movie breakdown here on Hollybuzz. In today's video, we're going to take a complete and detailed look at Disney's Moana live-action remake, covering everything you need to know about the film from beginning to end. Whether you're a longtime fan of the original animated classic or you're curious about how Disney has reimagined this beloved story in live action. This video is designed to give you a full understanding of every important aspect of the movie. We'll begin by exploring the movie's overall story, its genre, official release date, and runtime before moving on to the talented creative team behind the project, including the production company, director, writers, and producers. We'll also discuss why Disney decided to remake Moana, what inspired the filmmakers, and how the movie was developed from its earliest concept into a major live-action production. As we continue, we'll introduce the main cast and supporting characters, examine their performances, and explain how they bring these iconic roles to life. We'll also take a closer look at the breathtaking filming locations, behind-the-scenes production facts, and the advanced visual effects used to recreate the magical world of the Pacific Islands. Later in the video, we'll break down the official trailer scene by scene, discuss hidden details and Easter eggs that many viewers may have missed, analyze the movie's central themes and character development, and explain some of the film's most memorable moments. We'll also cover the production budget, worldwide box office performance, audience reactions, critical reviews, and both the positive and negative feedback the movie has received since its release. Finally, we'll wrap everything up by sharing our overall thoughts on the film and discussing why Moana continues to be one of Disney's most inspiring stories about courage, family, self-discovery, leadership, and hope. So stay with us until the very end, because this video is packed with fascinating facts, detailed explanations, and behind-the-scenes information that every Disney fan will enjoy. The Moana live-action remake is Disney's ambitious reimagining of one of its most successful animated films, bringing the beloved story to life with real actors, breathtaking locations, and cutting-edge visual effects. While the movie remains faithful to the emotional core of the 2016 animated classic, it presents the adventure on a much larger cinematic scale, allowing audiences to experience the beauty, culture, and spirit of the Pacific Islands in a more realistic and immersive way. The story follows Moana, a courageous young woman who has always felt a mysterious connection to the ocean. Although she is expected to one day become the leader of her island community, she soon realizes that her destiny reaches far beyond the shores of her home. When an ancient threat begins to disturb the balance of nature and puts her people in danger, Moana makes the brave decision to leave everything behind and sail into the unknown, in search of a way to save her island. During her journey, she meets Maui, the powerful and legendary demigod whose past actions are closely connected to the crisis threatening the world. At first, the two have very different personalities and often disagree, but as they face dangerous challenges together, they gradually build trust and learn the importance of teamwork. Their relationship becomes one of the emotional foundations of the film, combining humor, adventure, and heartfelt character growth. As the adventure unfolds, the movie takes viewers across vast oceans, mysterious islands, hidden caves, and magical locations inspired by the rich traditions of Polynesian culture. Along the way, Moana encounters powerful natural forces, mythical creatures, and unexpected obstacles that test her courage, intelligence, and determination. Every challenge teaches her valuable lessons about leadership, responsibility, self-belief, and the importance of protecting both her people and the natural world. Visually, the live-action adaptation offers a completely new cinematic experience. The filmmakers use advanced CGI, realistic environments, spectacular ocean effects, and detailed production design to recreate the magical world of Moana while preserving the colorful beauty that audiences loved in the animated version. Combined with an emotional musical score and impressive action sequences, the movie delivers an adventure that feels both epic and deeply personal. At its heart, Moana is much more than a fantasy adventure. It is a story about discovering who you truly are, embracing your heritage, overcoming fear, and finding the courage to make difficult decisions, even when the future is uncertain. These universal themes make the movie meaningful for viewers of all ages, allowing children and adults alike to connect with Moana's inspiring journey. Overall, the Moana live-action remake is a visually spectacular, emotionally engaging, and culturally respectful adventure that celebrates bravery, family, friendship, tradition, and hope. By combining modern filmmaking technology with timeless storytelling, Disney presents a fresh interpretation of a beloved classic while preserving the heart and spirit that made Moana one of the most cherished animated films of its generation. The Moana live-action remake belongs to several movie genres, making it an entertaining experience for audiences of all ages. At its core, it is an adventure fantasy film, but it also blends elements of family entertainment, musical storytelling, drama, action, and coming-of-age themes. By combining these genres, Disney creates a movie that offers thrilling action, emotional depth, memorable music, and meaningful life lessons within a single cinematic experience. The movie's primary genre is adventure. From the moment Moana leaves her island, the story transforms into an exciting voyage across the vast Pacific Ocean. Her journey is filled with dangerous storms, mysterious islands, magical creatures, hidden secrets, and life-changing challenges. Every stage of her adventure presents a new obstacle that pushes her to become stronger, wiser, and more confident. This constant sense of exploration keeps the audience engaged while creating a feeling of wonder and excitement throughout the film. Another major genre is fantasy. The world of Moana is built around ancient legends, mythology, and supernatural elements inspired by the traditions of the Pacific Islands. The movie introduces powerful demigods, magical objects, enchanted oceans, mythical creatures, and extraordinary natural forces that cannot exist in the real world. These fantasy elements give the story its magical atmosphere while allowing Disney to create breathtaking visual spectacles that capture the imagination of viewers. The film is also a family movie, meaning it is designed to be enjoyed by children, teenagers, parents, and grandparents alike. While younger viewers are entertained by the colorful visuals, exciting adventures, and humorous characters, older audiences can appreciate the deeper emotional themes involving leadership, responsibility, family relationships, cultural identity, and personal growth. This balance has always been one of Disney's greatest strengths, allowing the movie to connect with multiple generations at the same time. Music remains another defining feature of the film, making it a musical as well. Just like the original animated classic, the live-action remake includes songs that help tell the story rather than simply providing entertainment. The musical numbers express the characters' emotions, dreams, fears, and personal growth while enhancing important moments throughout the narrative. These songs also celebrate the cultural traditions that inspired the film and help create an emotional connection between the audience and the characters. In addition, Moana contains elements of drama. Beneath the spectacular adventure lies a deeply emotional story about a young woman discovering her true purpose. The film explores difficult decisions, personal sacrifice, courage, self-doubt, family expectations, and the responsibility of protecting both loved ones and the natural world. These dramatic moments give the movie emotional depth and make Moana's journey feel meaningful rather than simply exciting. The movie can also be described as a coming-of-age story. Throughout her journey, Moana grows from a curious young girl into a confident leader who learns to trust her instincts, embrace her heritage, and face enormous challenges with determination. Her transformation is gradual and believable, showing that true leadership comes through experience, compassion, resilience, and the willingness to keep moving forward, even during moments of uncertainty. Another important genre element is action. The film features thrilling ocean voyages, intense confrontations, daring escapes, and visually spectacular sequences that maintain a fast pace without overshadowing the emotional heart of the story. These action scenes are carefully balanced with quieter character moments, ensuring that excitement and emotion work together throughout the movie. Ultimately, the Moana live-action remake is far more than a simple fantasy adventure. It successfully combines adventure, fantasy, family entertainment, musical storytelling, drama, action, and coming-of-age themes into one unforgettable cinematic experience. This rich combination of genres allows the movie to entertain audiences while delivering powerful messages about courage, identity, hope, friendship, cultural heritage, and the importance of believing in yourself, making it one of Disney's most inspiring modern live-action adaptations. Disney officially released the Moana live-action remake in theaters on July 10, 2026, choosing the heart of the summer movie season for one of its biggest family adventures of the year. Summer has traditionally been the perfect time for large-scale Disney releases because schools are on vacation, families have more free time, and audiences are looking for exciting films they can enjoy together. By selecting this release date, Disney positioned Moana as one of the studio's major blockbuster events of 2026. The release date was announced well in advance, allowing Disney to build anticipation through teaser posters, trailers, interviews, and promotional events. Over several months, the marketing campaign introduced audiences to the live-action versions of Moana, Maui, and the beautiful world of Motunui. Each new trailer revealed a little more about the film while carefully avoiding major spoilers, helping excitement grow as the premiere approached. Choosing July 10th also gave the movie the opportunity to attract a broad audience. Families, Disney fans, and viewers who loved the original 2016 animated classic all had the chance to experience the film during the busy summer holiday season. Because Moana has fans across multiple generations, the timing allowed parents who grew up with Disney classics to introduce the new live-action version to their children, making it a shared cinematic experience. The film premiered exclusively in theaters, giving audiences the chance to experience its breathtaking ocean landscapes, spectacular visual effects, memorable songs, and large-scale adventure on the biggest screens possible. Disney emphasized the theatrical experience because the movie's stunning cinematography, immersive sound design, and musical performances were created to be enjoyed in a cinema environment. Overall, the July 10, 2026 release marked the beginning of a new chapter for one of Disney's most beloved modern stories. By bringing Moana back to the big screen in live action during the peak summer season, Disney aimed to introduce the inspiring adventure to a new generation while allowing longtime fans to rediscover the magic of Moana's unforgettable journey in a fresh and visually spectacular way. The Moana live-action remake has an official runtime of 1 hour and 55 minutes, 115 minutes. This running time is slightly longer than the original 2016 animated film, giving the filmmakers additional time to expand certain scenes, develop the characters more deeply, and create a richer cinematic experience. The movie is carefully paced to keep audiences engaged from beginning to end. The opening portion introduces the beautiful island of Motunui, Moana's family, her responsibilities as the future chief, and her mysterious connection with the ocean. These early scenes allow viewers to understand the world she lives in before her extraordinary adventure begins. The middle section focuses on Moana's epic voyage across the Pacific Ocean. Here, the story introduces Maui, dangerous sea creatures, magical locations, exciting action sequences, and emotional moments that gradually strengthen the bond between the two main characters. This part of the film combines adventure, humor, music, and breathtaking visual effects while continuously moving the story forward. The final act delivers the movie's biggest emotional and action-packed moments. As Moana faces her greatest challenge, the film brings together spectacular visual effects, powerful musical themes, and heartfelt character development to create a satisfying and memorable conclusion. The climax is designed to reward audiences with both thrilling adventure and meaningful emotional payoffs. Although the runtime is nearly 2 hours, the film maintains a balanced rhythm by alternating between quiet emotional scenes, exciting action, musical performances, humorous moments, and visually stunning sequences. This variety helps prevent the story from feeling slow while giving each important character enough time to grow naturally throughout the adventure. Overall, the 1 hour and 55-minute runtime gives the filmmakers enough space to expand the original story, showcase the beauty of the Pacific Islands, strengthen the emotional journey of the characters, and deliver a complete cinematic experience that appeals to both longtime Disney fans and audiences discovering Moana for the very first time. Writing. The production company behind the Moana live-action remake is Walt Disney Pictures, the legendary Hollywood studio that has created some of the world's most successful family films for more than a century. Disney is known for producing unforgettable animated classics, live-action adventures, fantasy epics, and musical films that entertain audiences of all ages. With Moana, the studio once again combines emotional storytelling, groundbreaking visual effects, and rich cultural inspiration to bring one of its most beloved modern stories to life in a completely new way. Alongside Walt Disney Pictures, Flynn Picture Company also partnered in the film's production, working closely with Disney throughout the project. Bringing a movie like Moana to the big screen requires years of planning and the collaboration of hundreds of talented professionals. The production company oversees every stage of filmmaking, from approving the initial concept and assembling the creative team to managing the budget, supervising production, coordinating visual effects, and preparing the film for its worldwide theatrical release. Disney worked with experienced producers, directors, writers, designers, and technical artists to ensure that every aspect of the movie met the studio's exceptionally high standards. One of Disney's biggest priorities during production was respecting and celebrating Polynesian culture. The The filmmakers collaborated with cultural advisors, historians, artists, and members of Pacific Island communities to help portray traditions, language, costumes, music, tattoos, navigation, and island life with authenticity and respect. This commitment helped the live-action remake remain faithful to the cultural spirit that made the original animated film so meaningful to audiences around the world. Another major responsibility of the production company was combining real-world filmmaking with cutting-edge visual effects. Since the story includes magical oceans, mythical creatures, and the legendary demigod Maui, Disney brought together world-class visual effects studios and animation specialists to create realistic CGI that blends naturally with live-action performances. Every ocean wave, magical effect, and fantasy sequence was carefully crafted to make the world feel both believable and magical. Disney also invested heavily in the movie's music and production design. The studio worked to recreate the breathtaking beauty of the Pacific Islands while preserving the memorable songs and emotional atmosphere that audiences loved in the original film. Every costume, village, canoe, prop, and landscape was designed with great attention to detail so that the world of Moana would feel authentic, immersive, and visually spectacular. Overall, Walt Disney Pictures, together with Flynn Picture Company, played a central role in transforming Moana from a beloved animated classic into a visually stunning live-action adventure. Through years of planning, creative collaboration, advanced filmmaking technology, and a strong commitment to cultural authenticity, the production team created a movie that honors the original while introducing Moana's inspiring journey to a whole new generation of audiences. The Moana live-action remake is directed by Thomas Kail, an award-winning American director best known for his work in theater, television, and large-scale musical productions. Although many people recognize him for directing the Broadway phenomenon Hamilton, Moana marks one of his biggest feature film projects and showcases his ability to blend emotional storytelling with visually spectacular filmmaking. Disney selected Thomas Kail because of his talent for bringing powerful, character-driven stories to life while preserving their emotional heart. His directing style focuses on authentic performances, meaningful relationships, and cinematic storytelling, making him an ideal choice to lead this ambitious adaptation. MDB.com. As the director, Thomas Kail was responsible for shaping the overall creative vision of the movie. He worked closely with the producers, writers, cinematographers, production designers, visual effects teams, composers, and actors to ensure that every part of the film supported a single, unified story. From deciding how each scene should be filmed to guiding the performances of the cast, every major creative decision passed through the director's hands. His leadership helped transform the screenplay into a visually rich and emotionally engaging cinematic experience. One of Kail's biggest challenges was adapting a beloved animated classic into live action, without losing the charm that made the original so popular. Instead of creating a shot-for-shot copy, he aimed to preserve the emotional journey of Moana, while making the world feel more realistic and immersive. His approach balanced nostalgia with fresh ideas, allowing longtime fans to reconnect with familiar characters while introducing the story to a new generation. Thomas Kail also paid special attention to the movie's cultural authenticity. Working alongside Disney and cultural advisors from the Pacific Islands, he helped ensure that the traditions, environments, costumes, music, and community life shown in the film were portrayed with respect and care. This commitment to authenticity adds depth to the story while celebrating the rich heritage that inspired the original Moana. Another important aspect of his direction was balancing the movie's different tones. Moana combines adventure, fantasy, comedy, music, and heartfelt drama, and Kail carefully ensured that none of these elements overshadowed the others. Exciting action scenes are balanced with emotional character moments, while humor and music naturally support the story instead of distracting from it. This careful pacing keeps audiences emotionally connected throughout the entire journey. The film also required close collaboration with the visual effects department, because much of Moana features magical oceans, mythical creatures, and fantasy environments. Thomas Kail worked extensively with CGI artists and technical teams to blend live-action performances with digital effects as seamlessly as possible. His goal was to make the fantasy elements feel believable while preserving the magical atmosphere that defines the story. Overall, Thomas Kail's direction plays a vital role in bringing Disney's Moana live-action remake to life. through his emphasis on emotional storytelling, strong performances, visual spectacle, and cultural respect. He delivers a fresh interpretation of a beloved classic while honoring the themes of courage, identity, family, leadership, and hope that have made Moana one of Disney's most inspiring modern stories. The screenplay for the Moana live-action remake is written by Jared Bush and Dana LeDoux Miller. Jared Bush is one of Disney Animation's most accomplished writers and was also involved in the original MOANA 2016, while Dana LeDoux Miller, a writer and producer of Samoan heritage, brings valuable cultural insight and storytelling experience to the project. Together, they work to preserve the emotional heart of the original film while adapting it into a live-action adventure that feels fresh, cinematic, and meaningful for modern audiences. A screenplay is the foundation of every movie. Before cameras begin rolling or visual effects are created, the entire story exists as a written script. Every scene, every conversation, every emotional moment, and every action sequence is carefully planned in the screenplay. For Moana, the writers had the challenging task of transforming a beloved animated classic into a live-action film while maintaining the same spirit, emotion, and message that made the original so successful. One of the screenplay's greatest strengths is its strong focus on character development. Rather than concentrating only on spectacular adventure and visual effects, the story gives significant attention to Moana's personal growth. Throughout the film, audiences witness her journey from a curious young girl into a confident leader who learns to trust herself, embrace her heritage, and make difficult decisions for the good of her people. Every major event in the story contributes to her emotional and personal development. The screenplay also strengthens the relationship between Moana and Maui. Their partnership begins with disagreement and misunderstanding, but as the adventure progresses, they gradually learn to trust one another. Their conversations combine humor, emotion, and mutual respect, creating one of the movie's most engaging relationships. This balance between comedy and heartfelt storytelling keeps the characters relatable while adding emotional depth to the adventure. Another important feature of the screenplay is its respect for Polynesian culture and traditions. The writers worked closely with cultural advisors to ensure that the story reflects the values, history, beliefs, navigation traditions, and community spirit of the Pacific Islands with authenticity and care. Instead of using culture merely as a backdrop, the screenplay integrates these traditions naturally into the characters' lives and the overall narrative, giving the story greater meaning and authenticity. The screenplay also carefully balances multiple storytelling elements. Adventure, fantasy, music, comedy, action, and emotional drama are woven together in a way that keeps the movie entertaining for audiences of all ages. Quiet character moments are followed by exciting action sequences, while musical performances naturally support the story without interrupting its flow. This balanced pacing allows the movie to remain emotionally engaging from beginning to end. Another challenge for the writers was expanding certain parts of the original animated story without losing its simplicity and emotional power. The live-action format provides more time to develop supporting characters, explore relationships, and enrich the world of the Pacific Islands while remaining faithful to the themes that audiences already love. The screenplay achieves this by adding depth where appropriate, while preserving the timeless message of courage, identity, family, and self-discovery. Overall, the screenplay by Jared Bush and Dana LeDoux Miller serves as the heart of Disney's Moana live-action remake. Through thoughtful storytelling, memorable dialogue, meaningful character development, and deep respect for the culture that inspired the film, they have created a script that honors the original classic while introducing Moana's inspiring journey to a new generation. Their writing ensures that the movie remains an emotional, visually spectacular, and unforgettable adventure that celebrates courage, hope, friendship, and the power of believing in yourself. Disney decided to make the Moana live-action remake because the original 2016 animated film became one of the studio's most successful and beloved modern classics. It was praised for its inspiring story, unforgettable music, breathtaking animation, and its respectful celebration of Polynesian culture. Over the years, the movie continued to gain millions of new fans through streaming platforms, television broadcasts, and home entertainment, convincing Disney that Moana's story deserved to be experienced by a new generation in a live-action format. Another important reason behind the remake was to introduce Moana's journey to audiences in a more realistic and immersive way. While the animated version captured hearts around the world, advances in filmmaking technology now allow Disney to recreate the Pacific Ocean. Tropical islands, mythical creatures, and magical adventures with stunning live action, visuals, and cutting-edge CGI. The goal was not simply to remake the original scene by scene, but to present the same emotional story with a fresh cinematic experience. Disney also wanted to celebrate and preserve the rich traditions of Polynesian culture. The filmmakers worked closely with cultural advisors, historians, artists, and Pacific Island communities to ensure that the customs, language, navigation traditions, music, costumes, and storytelling were portrayed with authenticity and respect. Through this approach, the movie serves not only as entertainment but also as a tribute to the heritage and history that inspired the original story. Another reason for making the film was the timeless message at the heart of Moana. The story teaches valuable lessons about courage, leadership, self-belief, family, responsibility, and protecting nature. These universal themes remain just as meaningful today as they were when the animated film was first released. Disney believed that these messages deserved to reach a wider audience and continue inspiring children and adults around the world. The remake also gave Disney the opportunity to bring together a talented cast, filmmakers and visual effects artists, to create an epic adventure using modern filmmaking techniques, from realistic ocean sequences and breathtaking island landscapes to spectacular action scenes and emotional character moments. The live-action version aims to expand the scale of the original while remaining faithful to its heart and spirit. Finally, the movie was made because Moana has become one of Disney's most iconic modern characters. Her determination, kindness, bravery, and willingness to follow her own path have inspired millions of people worldwide. By bringing her story back to the big screen in live action, Disney hopes to ensure that her journey continues to inspire future generations while allowing longtime fans to experience the magic from a completely new perspective. Overall, Moana was made not only to revisit a successful animated classic, but also to celebrate culture, showcase modern filmmaking, and share a timeless story about courage, identity, hope, and following your destiny. It is a film designed to honor the original while introducing its unforgettable adventure to audiences around the world in a fresh and visually spectacular way. The inspiration behind the Moana live-action remake comes from the extraordinary success and lasting impact of Disney's original 2016 animated film. After the animated version captured the hearts of millions of viewers worldwide with its inspiring story, unforgettable music, and beautiful celebration of Polynesian culture, Disney saw an opportunity to reintroduce this beloved adventure in a new cinematic form. Rather than replacing the original, the live-action remake was created to honor its legacy while allowing a new generation of audiences to experience Moana's journey through a more realistic and immersive style of filmmaking. One of the biggest sources of inspiration was the rich history and traditions of the Pacific Islands. The filmmakers drew inspiration from Polynesian navigation, ocean exploration, ancient legends, cultural ceremonies, traditional tattoos, music, dance, and the deep spiritual relationship between island communities and the sea. These cultural elements form the foundation of the movie, giving the story authenticity while celebrating the heritage that inspired the original film. Another important inspiration was the universal idea of self-discovery. At its heart, Moana is not simply a story about crossing the ocean, it is about discovering who you truly are. The filmmakers wanted to tell a story that encourages audiences to believe in themselves, overcome fear, and follow their own path even when others doubt them. Moana's journey represents the courage to step beyond your comfort zone and embrace your destiny, making her story meaningful to people of all ages. The creative team was also inspired by the beauty and power of nature. The ocean is much more than a setting in the movie that becomes an important character in its own right. The filmmakers wanted to highlight humanity's connection with nature and remind audiences of the importance of respecting and protecting the environment. The breathtaking landscapes, crystal clear waters, tropical islands, and natural beauty shown throughout the film reflect this inspiration. Another major influence was Disney's desire to use modern filmmaking technology to bring a magical world to life in a realistic way. Advances in visual effects, motion capture, computer-generated imagery, and cinematic photography made it possible to recreate giant ocean waves, mythical creatures, magical transformations, and breathtaking island environments with incredible detail. The filmmakers saw this as an opportunity to present the familiar story on a much larger visual scale while preserving its emotional heart. The movie is also inspired by timeless themes that continue to resonate across cultures and generations. Family, friendship, leadership, responsibility, perseverance, hope, and believing in yourself are values that connect people everywhere. Instead of focusing only on fantasy and adventure, the film uses these universal ideas to create an emotional story that audiences can relate to, regardless of their age or background. Ultimately, the inspiration behind the Moana live-action remake comes from a combination of cultural respect, timeless storytelling, technological innovation, and the desire to celebrate one of Disney's most inspiring modern heroines. By honoring the spirit of the original film while presenting it in a fresh, live-action format, the filmmakers hope to create an unforgettable adventure that inspires audiences to be courageous, embrace their identity, and always have the confidence to follow their own destiny. The development of Disney's Moana live-action remake began after the tremendous worldwide success of the original 2016 animated film. As the movie continued to attract millions of viewers through theaters, streaming platforms, and home entertainment, Disney recognized that Moana had become one of its most beloved modern characters. The studio eventually decided to reimagine the story as a live-action feature, not to replace the original, but to introduce the adventure to a new generation, while giving longtime fans a fresh cinematic experience. Once the project received official approval, the filmmakers entered the development stage, where the story, screenplay, visual style, and overall direction of the film were carefully planned. Writers, producers, directors, and Disney executives spent months refining the script to ensure that the live-action adaptation remained faithful to the emotional heart of the original while expanding certain scenes, relationships, and character moments. The goal was to preserve everything audiences loved while making the story feel fresh and realistic. One of the most important parts of the production process was extensive cultural research. Disney worked closely with Polynesian cultural advisors, historians, artists, and community representatives to ensure that the traditions, language, costumes, music, navigation techniques, and island lifestyles shown in the film were portrayed with authenticity and respect. This collaboration helped maintain the cultural integrity that made the original Moana so meaningful to audiences around the world. After the screenplay was finalized, the production team moved into pre-production. During this stage, concept artists created hundreds of illustrations showing island villages, canoes, costumes, props, ocean environments, and mythical creatures. Designers carefully planned every visual detail before filming began, ensuring that the movie would capture both the beauty of the Pacific Islands and the magical atmosphere of the original animated film. The production also required a remarkable combination of traditional filmmaking and advanced visual effects. While many scenes were filmed with real actors on carefully constructed sets and natural locations, large portions of the movie, including the magical ocean, fantasy creatures, and supernatural sequences, were created using state-of-the-art CGI. Visual effects artists worked alongside the director and cinematographers to blend live-action performances with digital environments as seamlessly as possible. Music remained another major focus throughout production. The filmmakers collaborated with composers, musicians, and sound designers to preserve the emotional power of the original soundtrack while adapting it for a live-action audience. Every musical performance, background score, and sound effect was carefully crafted to enhance the storytelling and create an immersive cinematic experience. As filming progressed, the movie entered post-production, where editors assembled the final story. Visual effects teams completed thousands of digital shots. Composers finalized the score, and sound engineers perfected the movie's audio. Color grading, visual enhancements, and final editing ensured that every scene met Disney's high production standards before the film was prepared for its worldwide theatrical release. Overall, the development and production of the Moana live-action remake took several years of planning, creativity, and collaboration. Hundreds of writers, artists, actors, designers, technicians, visual effects specialists, and filmmakers contributed their expertise to the project. Through careful storytelling, cultural respect, innovative technology, and outstanding craftsmanship, Disney transformed one of its most beloved animated classics into a visually spectacular, live-action adventure while preserving the heart, emotion, and inspiration that made Moana a global favorite. Unlike the original animated film, Disney's Moana live-action remake was filmed in a combination of real-world locations and professional film studios. The filmmakers wanted the movie to capture the breathtaking beauty of the Pacific Islands as authentically as possible, while also using advanced visual effects to recreate the magical world of Moana by blending natural landscapes with modern filmmaking technology. Disney aimed to create a visually stunning adventure that feels both realistic and magical. A significant portion of the movie was filmed in Hawaii, whose tropical beaches, lush green mountains, volcanic landscapes, and crystal-clear ocean waters closely reflect the environment that inspired the fictional island of Motunui. These spectacular natural locations provide the movie with an authentic Pacific atmosphere and help immerse audiences in Moana's world. Some scenes were also filmed on carefully constructed studio sets, where the production team recreated island villages, traditional homes, ceremonial areas, and other important locations from the story. These sets allowed the filmmakers to control lighting, weather, and camera movement while preserving the rich cultural details that define the world of Moana. Because the film includes magical oceans, mythical creatures, and supernatural events, many sequences rely heavily on computer-generated imagery, CGI. Advanced visual effects were used to create the living ocean, powerful waves, fantasy creatures, and other magical elements that could not be filmed in the real world. The visual effects, artists worked closely with the director to ensure that the digital environments blended naturally with the live-action performances. The filmmakers also paid close attention to cultural authenticity throughout production. Traditional Polynesian-inspired costumes, canoes, carvings, decorations, and village architecture were carefully designed with guidance from cultural advisors. This attention to detail helps create a world that feels respectful, believable, and visually rich while honoring the traditions that inspired the story. Filming in real coastal environments also helped the cast deliver more natural performances. Instead of acting entirely against green screens, many scenes were shot near real beaches and oceans, allowing the actors to interact with genuine landscapes that enhance the realism and emotional impact of the film. Overall, the filming locations for Disney's Moana combine the natural beauty of the Pacific region, carefully built studio sets, and state-of-the-art visual effects. Together, these elements create a breathtaking cinematic world that captures the spirit of adventure, the power of the ocean, and the rich cultural heritage at the heart of Moana's unforgettable journey. The making of Disney's Moana live-action remake is the result of years of planning, creativity, and collaboration between hundreds of filmmakers, artists, designers, visual effects specialists, and cultural advisors. Bringing one of Disney's most beloved animated classics into live action was a massive undertaking that required careful attention to every detail. From the earliest concept meetings to the final visual effects, every stage of production was designed to honor the spirit of the original film while creating a fresh cinematic experience for modern audiences. One of the most interesting behind-the-scenes facts is the filmmakers' commitment to cultural authenticity. Disney worked closely with Polynesian cultural advisors, historians, language experts, and community representatives throughout the production. Their guidance helped ensure that the movie respectfully portrayed traditional navigation, costumes, music, dances, architecture, and island customs, allowing the film to celebrate the rich heritage that inspired the original story. Another fascinating aspect of the production is the combination of real locations and advanced CGI. While many scenes were filmed in beautiful tropical environments and on detailed studio sets, the magical ocean, mythical creatures, and many fantasy elements were created using cutting-edge visual effects. The filmmakers carefully blended practical filmmaking with digital technology so that the fantasy world would feel as realistic and believable as possible. The production design team spent months creating detailed island villages, traditional canoes, costumes, props, and handcrafted decorations. Every object seen on screen was carefully researched and designed to reflect the culture and environment of the Pacific Islands. Even small background details were given special attention to make every scene feel authentic and visually rich. The actors also underwent extensive preparation before filming, They worked closely with the director to understand their characters and, where appropriate, learned about Polynesian traditions and customs to help bring greater authenticity to their performances. This preparation allowed the emotional relationships between the characters to feel natural and believable throughout the movie. Another impressive behind-the-scenes achievement was the work of the visual effects artists, creating realistic oceans, changing weather conditions, giant waves, magical creatures, and supernatural sequences required thousands of hours of digital animation and rendering. Every water effect, reflection, and environmental detail was carefully refined to create a seamless blend between live-action footage and computer-generated imagery. Music remained an essential part of the production from beginning to end. The filmmakers worked closely with composers, musicians, choreographers, and sound designers to ensure that the songs, background score, and sound effects complemented the story's emotional journey. Recording the music and synchronizing it with the performances required months of careful planning and collaboration. Perhaps the most remarkable behind-the-scenes fact is the extraordinary teamwork involved in producing a Disney blockbuster. Writers, producers, directors, cinematographers, editors, costume designers, makeup artists, stunt coordinators, visual effects teams, and hundreds of other professionals all contributed their expertise to bring Moana to life. Every department worked together with a shared goal of creating a movie that is visually spectacular, emotionally powerful, and respectful of the culture that inspired it. Overall, the behind-the-scenes story of the Moana live-action remake is one of dedication, creativity, innovation, and collaboration. Every frame of the film reflects years of hard work and artistic passion, demonstrating Disney's commitment to delivering a breathtaking adventure that honors the original classic while introducing Moana's inspiring journey to a whole new generation of moviegoers. The official trailer for Disney's Moana live-action remake is designed to give audiences a first look at the film's breathtaking world while keeping the biggest surprises hidden. Instead of revealing the entire storyline, the trailer focuses on introducing the main characters, showcasing the stunning visuals, and creating excitement for Moana's epic adventure across the Pacific Ocean. Every shot is carefully selected to build anticipation without spoiling the movie's most important twists. The trailer opens with beautiful panoramic views of the Pacific Islands, featuring crystal-clear oceans, lush green mountains, and the peaceful village where Moana grows up. These opening moments immediately establish the movie's tropical setting and remind audiences of the natural beauty that made the original animated film so memorable. The realistic cinematography and detailed environments demonstrate how Disney has transformed the animated world into a live-action experience. Soon after, the trailer introduces Moana, showing her strong connection with the ocean from an early age. Through a series of emotional moments, viewers see her curiosity, determination, and desire to explore the world beyond her island. Without revealing too much, the trailer hints that Moana is destined for a much greater purpose than simply becoming the next village chief. As the preview continues, audiences get their first exciting look at Maui, the legendary demigod. His larger-than-life personality, magical abilities, and humorous interactions with Moana add energy and entertainment to the trailer. Although the two characters initially appear very different, the preview suggests that they will eventually work together on a dangerous mission that could change the fate of their world. The middle section of the trailer increases the excitement by showcasing spectacular action scenes. Viewers catch brief glimpses of powerful ocean waves, dangerous storms, mysterious islands, mythical creatures, and magical moments that highlight the film's fantasy elements. These fast-paced sequences are carefully edited to create suspense while avoiding major story spoilers. One of the trailer's biggest highlights is its visual presentation. Disney showcases advanced CGI, realistic ocean effects, breathtaking island landscapes, and beautifully designed fantasy creatures. The seamless combination of practical filmmaking and visual effects demonstrates the enormous scale of the production and promises a cinematic experience that is both immersive and visually spectacular. The trailer also emphasizes the emotional heart of the story. Alongside the adventure and action, audiences witness touching moments between Moana and her family, scenes that celebrate courage and hope, and glimpses of her growing confidence as she embraces her destiny. These emotional moments remind viewers that Moana is not only an adventure film but also a story about family, identity, leadership, and believing in yourself. Music plays a major role throughout the trailer. The background score begins softly, creating a sense of mystery and wonder before gradually building into a powerful orchestral climax. Familiar musical themes inspired by the original film blend with new arrangements, creating nostalgia for longtime fans while giving the live-action remake its own cinematic identity. The trailer concludes with a series of breathtaking shots that leave audiences wanting more. Instead of revealing the final battle or the movie's biggest emotional moments, it ends by highlighting the scale of the adventure, the beauty of the Pacific Ocean, and the inspiring journey that awaits Moana. This carefully crafted ending builds curiosity and encourages audiences to experience the complete story on the big screen. Overall, the Moana live-action trailer successfully introduces the movie's world, characters, and central adventure while preserving its biggest surprises. It combines stunning visuals, emotional storytelling, exciting action, memorable music, and impressive visual effects into a preview that captures the spirit of the original film while presenting a fresh and realistic interpretation of one of Disney's most beloved modern classics. The promotional campaign for Disney's Moana live-action remake generated enormous attention, long before the film reached theaters. From the release of the first teaser to the final trailer, millions of Disney fans around the world eagerly followed every new update. The official trailer, released by Disney in March 2026, quickly gained widespread attention and has attracted more than 6.2 million views on Disney's official YouTube channel alone, with tens of thousands of likes. Across social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and X, the trailer reached an even larger global audience as fans shared clips, reactions, and discussions. The public response to the trailer was mixed but highly engaged. Many viewers praised the movie's breathtaking tropical landscapes, realistic ocean effects, beautiful cinematography, and the faithful recreation of the world of Motu Nui. Fans also appreciated seeing Dwayne Johnson return as Maui and welcomed Catherine Laga'aya's performance as Moana, believing she captured the courage, kindness, and adventurous spirit of the beloved Disney heroine. The emotional music and large-scale visuals were also widely praised for bringing the animated classic into a live-action format. However, the trailers also received criticism from some fans. A number of viewers questioned whether Moana needed a live-action remake so soon after the original animated film. Others felt that some of the early visual effects, lighting, and CGI lacked the colorful magic of the 2016 animation, while Maui's live-action appearance sparked extensive discussion online. These criticisms generated thousands of conversations across social media, making the trailer one of the most talked about movie previews of the year. Disney continued refining the movie before release, and many viewers noticed clear improvements in the final trailer. Fans highlighted enhanced visual effects, richer color grading, improved lighting, and a more polished overall presentation compared with the earlier promotional footage. These changes received a much warmer reception and increased confidence among many audiences ahead of the theatrical release. Following the film's release, audience reactions proved considerably stronger than many early trailer reactions had suggested. While critics were divided, general audiences responded much more positively, praising the emotional storytelling, family-friendly adventure, cultural respect, and impressive visual presentation. Many viewers described it as a heartfelt adaptation that honored the spirit of the original while offering a fresh, live-action experience. Overall, the trailers for Moana achieved exactly what Disney hoped for. They generated enormous worldwide discussion, built anticipation, and kept the movie in the spotlight for months. Whether viewers loved every creative decision or remained skeptical about another live-action remake, the trailers successfully encouraged millions of people to revisit the world of Moana and sparked conversations that continued right up to the film's theatrical release. Disney's Moana live-action remake was produced with an estimated production budget of around $250 million, making it one of the studio's biggest live-action projects. A significant portion of this budget was spent on large-scale visual effects, realistic ocean simulations, elaborate production design, authentic costumes, location filming, and the work of hundreds of artists, technicians, and filmmakers. The investment also covered years of development, post-production, music, and the advanced CGI required to bring the magical world of Moana to life. The movie made a strong start at the global box office. During its opening weekend, It earned approximately $43.1 million in North America, debuting at number 1 at the domestic box office. This demonstrated the continued popularity of the Moana franchise and attracted families, Disney fans, and audiences eager to experience the live-action adaptation on the big screen. As of late July 2026, the film has earned more than $229 million worldwide, including over $102 million from the domestic market and nearly $127 million from international territories. While these figures show that the movie has attracted a substantial global audience, its theatrical earnings are still below its reported production budget, meaning Disney will rely on continued box office performance as well as future revenue from premium, video on demand, Disney Plus, home media sales, television licensing, and merchandise to improve its overall financial return. Despite facing strong competition from other major summer releases, Moana has remained one of the most watched family films in theaters. Its breathtaking visuals, memorable music, emotional storytelling, and worldwide recognition have helped it maintain steady attendance in many international markets. The film has performed particularly well among families and younger audiences who continue to be drawn to Disney's live-action reimagining of one of its most beloved modern classics. Beyond ticket sales, Disney is expected to generate significant additional revenue through streaming on Disney Plus, digital rentals and purchases, Blu-ray releases, toys, clothing, books, games, and other licensed merchandise. As with many Disney productions, these long-term revenue streams play an important role in the overall commercial success of the film. Overall, the Moana live-action remake represents one of Disney's most ambitious productions in recent years. With a production budget of approximately $250 million and worldwide earnings already exceeding $229 million within its first few weeks, the film has made a solid start and continues to build its global box office total. Its ultimate commercial success will depend on its performance during the remainder of its theatrical run and its long-term value across Disney's streaming, home entertainment, and merchandising platforms. The Moana live-action remake features a talented cast that brings Disney's beloved characters to life while honoring the spirit of the original animated classic. Each actor was carefully selected to capture the personality, emotion, and cultural authenticity of their character. Together, they create a powerful ensemble that combines adventure, humor, music, and heartfelt storytelling, making the movie enjoyable for audiences of all ages. Catherine Legiaya stars as Moana, the courageous and determined daughter of the chief of Motunui. Although she is still young, Moana possesses remarkable bravery, compassion, and leadership qualities. Throughout the movie, she embarks on a dangerous voyage across the Pacific Ocean to protect her people and restore balance to nature. Catherine Legiaya's performance captures Moana's curiosity, kindness, confidence, and emotional growth, making her a strong and inspiring heroine for a new generation of Disney fans. Returning to one of his most iconic roles, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson plays Maui, the legendary demigod blessed with incredible strength and magical powers. Armed with his famous magical fishhook, Maui is confident, humorous, and sometimes arrogant. But beneath his larger-than-life personality lies a character who gradually learns the importance of humility, responsibility, and friendship. Johnson's charisma, humor, and commanding screen presence make Maui one of the movie's most entertaining and memorable characters. John Tui portrays Chief Tui, Moana's father and the respected leader of Motunui. As the village chief, he deeply loves his daughter and wants to protect her from the dangers beyond the reef. His cautious nature often conflicts with Moana's adventurous spirit, creating one of the movie's most meaningful family relationships. Throughout the story, Chief Tui learns to trust his daughter's judgment and accept that true leadership sometimes requires embracing change. Frankie Adams appears as Sina, Moana's loving and supportive mother. Unlike Chief Tui, Sina understands her daughter's adventurous nature and quietly encourages her to follow her heart. She provides emotional guidance, compassion, and strength throughout the story, reminding Moana to remain true to herself while never forgetting the values of her family and community. Another important character is Grandma Tala, played by Rena Owen. Tala serves as Moana's spiritual guide and strongest supporter. She believes in Moana's destiny long before anyone else and encourages her to trust the call of the ocean. Through her wisdom, warmth, and deep connection with Polynesian traditions, Grandma Tala becomes one of the emotional foundations of the entire story. The film also includes several supporting characters who enrich the adventure and bring the island community to life. Together, they create a believable world filled with friendship, family bonds, humor, and cultural traditions that strengthen the emotional impact of Moana's journey. Overall, the cast of Disney's Moana live-action remake successfully combines experienced performers with exciting new talent. Their performances help transform the beloved animated characters into believable live-action personalities while preserving the heart, emotion, humor, and inspiration that have made Moana one of Disney's most cherished modern stories. Of the greatest strengths of Disney's Moana live-action remake is its powerful and emotionally rich characters. Rather than focusing only on adventure and visual spectacle, the movie explores how each character grows through courage, responsibility, friendship, and self-discovery. Every major character has a unique personality, clear motivation, and meaningful role in the story, making the journey both exciting and emotionally engaging. At the center of the story is Moana, portrayed by Catherine Laga'aya. Moana is brave, compassionate, determined, and deeply connected to both her people and the ocean. Unlike a traditional princess who waits for someone to save her, Moana chooses to face danger herself. Throughout the film, she evolves from a curious young girl into a confident and inspiring leader. Her greatest strength is not physical power, but her courage to make difficult decisions, believe in herself, and never give up, even when everything seems impossible. Her journey teaches audiences that true leadership comes from kindness, responsibility, and perseverance. Maui, played by Dwayne Johnson, is one of the movie's most entertaining and complex characters. At first, he appears confident, humorous, and even arrogant because of his legendary powers and magical fishhook. However, as the story unfolds, audiences discover that beneath his confidence lies insecurity and regret over mistakes from his past. His relationship with Moana gradually changes him into a more humble, responsible, and caring individual. Maui's character demonstrates that real strength comes not only from power, but also from accepting responsibility for your actions and learning from your mistakes. Chief Tui, Moana's father, represents responsibility, tradition, and the desire to protect his people. His fear of the ocean comes from past experiences, causing him to discourage Moana from leaving the island. Although he loves his daughter deeply, his protective nature often creates conflict between them. As the story progresses, Chief Tui learns that true leadership sometimes means trusting others and allowing the next generation to follow its own path. Sina, Moana's mother, provides emotional support throughout the film. She understands her daughter's adventurous spirit and quietly encourages her to believe in herself. Sina's calm personality, wisdom, and unconditional love create emotional balance within the family and remind audiences of the importance of encouragement and compassion. Another unforgettable character is Grandma Tala, played by Rena Owen. Tala serves as Moana's spiritual guide and strongest supporter. She believes in Moana's destiny long before anyone else and encourages her to listen to her heart rather than fear the unknown. Her wisdom, optimism, and deep connection to Polynesian traditions make her one of the emotional foundations of the movie. Even during difficult moments, her guidance continues to inspire Moana's decisions. The supporting characters also play meaningful roles in strengthening the story. Although they may receive less screen time, they help create a believable island community filled with friendship, family values, tradition, and unity. Their presence reminds viewers that Moana's journey is not only about personal success, but also about protecting the people she loves. One of the movie's greatest achievements is the natural development of relationships between the characters. Moana and Maui begin their adventure with very different personalities and opinions, but through shared challenges, they gradually develop mutual respect, trust, and genuine friendship. Similarly, Moana's relationship with her parents evolves as they learn to understand one another better. These emotional connections make the adventure feel authentic, rather than simply action-driven. Overall, the characters in Disney's Moana live-action remake are the true heart of the film. Each one represents different values such as courage, leadership, family, responsibility, friendship, hope, and self-belief. Their personal growth and emotional relationships transform the movie from a simple fantasy adventure into an inspiring story that resonates with audiences of all ages, reminding us that believing in ourselves and supporting one another can overcome even the greatest challenges. One of the most enjoyable aspects of Disney's Moana live-action remake is the number of hidden details and subtle Easter eggs that reward attentive viewers. While the movie tells a fresh live-action version of Moana's journey, the filmmakers included numerous small references to Disney history, the original animated film, and Polynesian culture. These hidden touches add extra depth to the story and encourage fans to watch the movie more than once. One of the first Easter eggs appears in the design of Motunui Village. If you look carefully, many of the carvings, symbols, and decorations closely resemble those seen in the 2016 animated film. These details are a tribute to the original movie while making the live-action world feel familiar to longtime fans. Another interesting hidden detail is found in Moana's costume. Although it looks realistic for the live-action adaptation, many patterns, colors, and traditional designs are inspired by authentic Polynesian art and closely match the outfit worn by the animated Moana. This careful attention to detail helps connect both versions of the character while respecting Pacific Island traditions. Fans will also notice several visual callbacks to the original Moana. Certain camera angles, ocean scenes, and emotional moments are recreated in live action as a tribute to memorable sequences from the animated classic. Rather than copying every scene exactly, the filmmakers carefully reimagined these iconic moments in a more realistic cinematic style. The movie also contains subtle references to Polynesian navigation. Traditional canoes, star navigation, handmade tools, and village architecture are not simply background decorations. They reflect real navigation techniques and cultural traditions that were used by Pacific Island explorers for centuries. These historical details make the world feel authentic while educating audiences about Polynesian heritage. Another hidden feature is the movie's use of nature as visual storytelling. The ocean, clouds, sunsets, and wildlife often reflect the emotions of the characters. Calm waters usually accompany peaceful or hopeful moments, while rough seas and dark skies appear during danger or emotional conflict. These visual choices quietly reinforce the story without relying on dialogue. Disney is also known for including small references to its own legacy, and observant viewers may spot subtle nods to the original animated Moana through familiar props, colors, and background details. These Easter eggs are designed as fun surprises rather than major plot points, rewarding fans who pay close attention throughout the film. Finally, the filmmakers included many tiny production details that most viewers may overlook during their first viewing. The handcrafted jewelry, tattoos, woven baskets, ceremonial decorations, and traditional clothing were carefully researched and designed with guidance from cultural advisors. These authentic details help create a believable world while honoring the traditions that inspired the story. Overall, the hidden details and Easter eggs in the Moana live-action remake are not included simply for fan service. They celebrate Disney's original animated classic, pay respect to Polynesian culture, and enrich the storytelling through thoughtful visual details. Whether you're a longtime Disney fan or watching Moana for the first time, these subtle touches make the movie even more rewarding and enjoyable to experience. One of the strongest aspects of Disney's Moana live-action remake is its excellent character development. Instead of remaining the same from beginning to end, the main characters grow through their experiences, mistakes, challenges, and relationships. Their personal journeys make the story emotionally satisfying and allow audiences to connect with them on a much deeper level. The most significant development belongs to Moana herself. At the beginning of the movie, she is a curious and adventurous young girl who dreams of exploring the ocean, but is torn between following her heart and fulfilling her responsibilities as the future chief of Motunui. As the story progresses, she faces dangerous storms, difficult decisions, and moments of self-doubt. Rather than giving up, she learns to trust her instincts, accept responsibility, and become a courageous leader. By the end of the film, Moana is no longer simply a girl searching for her destiny. She has become a confident leader, capable of protecting her people and inspiring those around her. Maui also experiences remarkable character growth. When audiences first meet him, he is confident, proud, and often motivated by his own reputation. He enjoys showing off his powers and believes he can solve every problem alone. However, as he travels with Moana, he begins to understand the value of friendship, teamwork, humility, and responsibility. Through their shared challenges, Maui learns that true greatness is measured not by fame or strength, but by the willingness to help others and accept responsibility for past mistakes. Another meaningful transformation occurs in Chief Tui, Moana's father. Initially, he is determined to keep Moana safe by preventing her from leaving the island because he fears the dangers of the ocean. His decisions are motivated by love rather than control, but his fear limits Moana's freedom. As the story unfolds, he gradually realizes that leadership sometimes requires trusting the next generation. By the end of the film, he learns to support his daughter's choices and accepts that her courage is exactly what their people need. Sina, Moana's mother, remains a constant source of love and encouragement throughout the movie. Although her personality changes less dramatically than the others, her quiet support plays an essential role in Moana's emotional development. She believes in her daughter even during difficult moments, reminding audiences of the importance of family, support, and unconditional love. Grandma Tala also has a lasting impact on the story. Even when she is not physically present, her wisdom, guidance, and belief in Moana continue to influence every important decision the young heroine makes. Tala represents the connection between past and present, teaching that traditions should inspire future generations rather than limit them. One of the film's greatest achievements is the development of the relationship between Moana and Maui. At first, they disagree on almost everything. Maui is overconfident, while Moana is determined but inexperienced. As they overcome obstacles together, they begin to trust each other, respect one another's strengths, and build a genuine friendship. Their evolving partnership becomes one of the emotional highlights of the movie and demonstrates the importance of cooperation, understanding, and mutual respect. The supporting characters also contribute to the overall development of the story. Their reactions, encouragement, and interactions help shape the decisions of the main characters, making the world feel more believable and emotionally connected. Every important relationship strengthens the central message that personal growth is often achieved through the support of others. Overall, the character development in Disney's Moana live-action remake is one of the movie's greatest strengths. Each major character learns valuable lessons about courage, responsibility, family, friendship, leadership, and self-belief. Their emotional growth transforms the film from a simple adventure into an inspiring journey of personal discovery, leaving audiences with meaningful lessons that remain long after the movie ends. The Moana live-action remake is much more than a fantasy adventure. Beneath its breathtaking visuals, exciting ocean voyage, and memorable characters lies a story filled with powerful themes and meaningful symbolism. Every major event in the film represents an important life lesson, making the movie emotionally engaging as well as visually spectacular. One of the central themes is self-discovery. Throughout the story, Moana struggles to understand who she truly is and what her purpose in life should be. She's expected to become the leader of her people, yet she feels an irresistible connection to the ocean and the unknown. Her journey symbolizes the search for one's true identity and reminds audiences that discovering who you are often requires courage, patience, and faith in yourself. Another major theme is courage in the face of fear. Moana repeatedly encounters dangerous storms, powerful enemies, and seemingly impossible challenges. Instead of allowing fear to control her, she chooses to move forward with determination. The movie teaches that bravery does not mean being fearless. It means doing the right thing, even when you are afraid. Leadership and responsibility are also at the heart of the story. Moana gradually learns that true leadership is not about power, authority, or giving orders. A real leader listens to others, accepts responsibility, makes difficult decisions, and always puts the well-being of the community before personal comfort. Her transformation into a confident leader becomes one of the movie's most inspiring messages. The film also celebrates the importance of family and heritage. Although Moana dreams of exploring beyond the reef, she never forgets where she comes from. Her family's traditions, the wisdom of her ancestors, and the values of her community continue to guide her throughout the journey. The story shows that embracing your heritage can give you the strength and confidence to build your own future. Another powerful theme is the relationship between humanity and nature. The ocean is portrayed not simply as water, but as a living force that guides, protects, and tests Moana. This symbolizes the idea that nature should be respected rather than controlled. The movie encourages audiences to appreciate the environment and understand that humans and nature are deeply connected. One of the most meaningful symbols in the film is the ocean itself. It represents freedom, destiny, hope, and opportunity. Every time Moana sails into the unknown, the ocean reflects her emotional journey. Calm waters symbolize confidence and hope, while rough seas represent fear, uncertainty, and the challenges that everyone faces in life. As Moana grows stronger, the ocean becomes a symbol of trust between her and the world around her. Another important symbol is Maui's magical fishhook. While it gives him extraordinary powers, it also represents his identity, confidence, and the burden of his past mistakes. As the story progresses, Maui learns that his true value comes not from magical abilities, but from his character, courage, and willingness to help others. The canoe is another significant symbol throughout the movie. It represents exploration, progress, and the courage to leave behind familiar surroundings in search of a better future. Every time Moana sets sail, the canoe reminds viewers that personal growth often begins when we step outside our comfort zone and embrace the unknown. Finally, the movie carries a timeless message of hope, perseverance, and believing in yourself. No matter how difficult the journey becomes, Moana never loses faith in her purpose. Her determination inspires everyone around her and reminds audiences that ordinary people can achieve extraordinary things through courage, compassion, and resilience. Overall, the themes and symbolism in Disney's Moana live-action remake give the movie emotional depth far beyond its exciting adventure. Through powerful messages about identity, leadership, family, cultural heritage, respect for nature, friendship, and self-belief, the film delivers an inspiring story that resonates with audiences of every age and leaves a lasting impression long after the final scene. The Moana live-action remake is filled with emotional, visually stunning, and action-packed moments that leave a lasting impression on audiences. While every viewer may have a different favorite scene, several sequences stand out because of their emotional impact, breathtaking visuals, and importance to the story. These moments perfectly capture the film's themes of courage, family, friendship, and self-discovery. One of the most memorable scenes is Moana's first journey beyond the reef. This marks the moment she finally leaves the safety of her island to follow her destiny. As her canoe sails into the vast ocean, viewers witness both her excitement and fear. The scene beautifully symbolizes stepping out of one's comfort zone and beginning a journey of personal growth. Another unforgettable moment is Moana's first meeting with Maui. Their introduction is filled with humor, tension, and personality. Maui's confidence and playful attitude immediately clash with Moana's determination, creating entertaining dialogue and setting the foundation for one of the movie's strongest relationships. Although they disagree at first, this scene begins a partnership that grows stronger throughout the adventure. The movie also features several spectacular ocean adventure sequences. From battling enormous waves to navigating dangerous waters and encountering magical creatures, these scenes showcase Disney's impressive visual effects. Beyond the action, they also represent the many obstacles that Moana must overcome to achieve her goal, making each challenge an important step in her emotional journey. One of the film's most emotional moments comes when Moana begins to doubt herself after facing major setbacks. Instead of relying on physical strength, the movie focuses on her inner struggle and determination. This scene reminds audiences that even the strongest leaders experience moments of fear and uncertainty, but true courage comes from finding the strength to continue. Another standout sequence is the final confrontation, where Moana faces her greatest challenge. Without revealing major spoilers, this scene combines breathtaking visual effects, emotional storytelling, powerful music, and meaningful character development. Rather than relying only on action, the climax emphasizes compassion, understanding, and courage, making it one of the most satisfying moments in the entire film. The emotional interactions between Moana and her family are also among the movie's highlights. Conversations with her parents and the guidance she receives from Grandma Tala add emotional depth to the story and remind viewers that family support and wisdom play an essential role in shaping who we become. These quieter scenes balance the larger action sequences and strengthen the movie's emotional core. Another fan-favorite aspect is the growing friendship between Moana and Maui. As they overcome difficult challenges together, their relationship changes from disagreement to trust and mutual respect. Their humorous exchanges, teamwork, and emotional conversations make their partnership one of the film's greatest strengths and keep Audiences invested in both characters. Finally, the movie's ending delivers a powerful emotional payoff. After everything Moana has experienced, the conclusion highlights how much she has grown as a person and as a leader. It celebrates courage, hope, unity, and the importance of believing in yourself, while leaving audiences with an uplifting and inspiring message. Overall, the best scenes in Disney's Moana live-action remake are not memorable, simply because of their spectacular visuals or exciting action. They stand out because each one contributes to the character's emotional growth and reinforces the film's central messages about courage, family, friendship, leadership, and self-belief. Together, these unforgettable moments transform the movie into an inspiring adventure that resonates with audiences long after the credits roll. While Moana and Maui are the central focus of the movie, the supporting cast plays an equally important role in bringing the story to life. Each supporting character adds emotional depth, cultural richness, and personality to the adventure, making the world of Motunui feel authentic and alive. John Tui portrays Chief Tui, Moana's father and the respected leader of Motunui. As a loving father and responsible chief, he wants to protect his daughter from the dangers of the ocean. Although his cautious nature sometimes creates conflict with Moana, his decisions are always motivated by love and concern for his family and community. Frankie Adams plays Sina, Moana's mother. Sina is kind, compassionate, and understanding. She quietly encourages Moana to believe in herself and provides emotional support throughout her journey. Her calm wisdom and unconditional love make her one of the emotional pillars of the story. Rena Owen appears as Grandma Tala, Moana's wise grandmother and spiritual guide. She is the first person to truly recognize Moana's destiny and inspires her to follow her heart, instead of allowing fear to control her. Her guidance, wisdom, and deep connection to Polynesian traditions make her one of the movie's most memorable supporting characters. Temuera Morrison portrays Chief Tui's father, Moana's grandfather, adding another important connection to the family's history and leadership legacy. His presence helps strengthen the film's themes of heritage, tradition, and respect for previous generations. In addition to these key supporting roles, the film features many talented actors portraying the people of Motunui, including villagers, navigators, elders, and community members. Although these characters have smaller roles, they help create a believable island society filled with warmth, unity, and cultural traditions. Their interactions show the strong sense of family and community that motivates Moana throughout her adventure. Together, the supporting cast gives emotional depth to the story and ensures that Moana's journey never feels like a solo adventure. Every supporting character contributes something meaningful, whether it's guidance, encouragement, wisdom, humor, or emotional support. Their performances strengthen the movie's central themes of family, friendship, leadership, cultural heritage, and believing in yourself, making the world of Moana feel rich, authentic, and unforgettable. The background music and soundtrack play a vital role in making Disney's Moana live-action remake an emotional and unforgettable cinematic experience. Music is not simply used to entertain the audience. It helps tell the story, express the characters' emotions, and enhance every important moment. From peaceful scenes on the island to thrilling ocean adventures and emotional climaxes, the soundtrack perfectly complements the movie's visuals and storytelling. The film features a musical score composed by Mark Mancina, who also worked on the original 2016 animated Moana. His orchestral compositions blend powerful cinematic music with traditional Polynesian-inspired instruments and rhythms, creating a soundtrack that feels both epic and culturally authentic. The background score changes naturally throughout the movie, becoming gentle and emotional during family moments, energetic during adventure sequences, and dramatic during the film's biggest action scenes. One of the movie's greatest strengths is the return of several iconic songs from the original animated film. Fan-favorite musical numbers have been reimagined for the live-action adaptation while preserving their emotional impact. At the same time, the filmmakers introduce new arrangements and fresh musical elements that allow the soundtrack to feel modern while respecting the original classic. The songs are written by an outstanding creative team, including Lin-Manuel Miranda, Opataya Foai, and Mark Mancina, whose work on the original Moana earned worldwide praise. Their music combines memorable melodies with meaningful lyrics that reflect the characters' hopes, fears, dreams, and personal growth. Rather than interrupting the story, every song helps move the narrative forward and strengthens the emotional connection between the audience and the characters. Traditional Polynesian, musical influences remain one of the soundtrack's defining features. The use of island-inspired rhythms, percussion, vocal harmonies, and cultural musical styles gives the movie a unique identity that distinguishes it from other Disney productions. These musical elements celebrate the heritage of the Pacific Islands while making the world of Moana feel authentic and immersive. The background score also plays a major role during the movie's action sequences, as Moana sails across dangerous oceans, encounters mythical creatures, and faces enormous challenges. The music becomes more intense and dramatic, increasing the excitement and emotional tension. During quieter moments, softer orchestral themes remind viewers of the importance of family, friendship, hope, and self-belief. Another remarkable aspect of the soundtrack is how it reflects the emotional journey of the characters. As Moana grows into a confident leader, the music gradually becomes more uplifting and powerful, symbolizing her personal transformation. Similarly, Maui's musical themes evolve as his character develops, subtly reflecting his changing personality and emotional growth throughout the story. Overall, the background, music, and soundtrack are among the strongest elements of Disney's Moana live-action remake. By combining breathtaking orchestral compositions, unforgettable songs, authentic Polynesian musical traditions, and emotionally powerful storytelling, the soundtrack enhances every scene and helps transform the film into an inspiring cinematic experience. Whether through quiet emotional melodies or grand adventure themes, the music reminds audiences that Moana is ultimately a story about courage, identity, family, hope, and following your destiny. The Moana live-action remake is more than an exciting adventure across the Pacific Ocean. At its heart, it is a story about courage, identity, hope, and believing in yourself. While every viewer may take away something different, the film presents several meaningful messages that resonate with audiences of all ages. One of the strongest lessons is the importance of believing in yourself. Throughout the story, Moana faces obstacles that seem impossible to overcome. There are moments when she doubts her abilities, but instead of giving up, she chooses to trust her instincts and continue moving forward. Her journey reminds us that confidence is built through perseverance, not perfection. Another powerful message is that true leadership comes through service and responsibility. Moana does not become a great leader because of strength or authority. She earns respect by protecting her people, making difficult decisions, listening to others, and putting the needs of her community above her own comfort. The film suggests that real leaders inspire others through courage, humility, and compassion. The movie also highlights the importance of family, heritage, and tradition. Although Moana dreams of exploring the unknown, she never forgets her roots. The wisdom of her ancestors and the love of her family guide her throughout her journey. The story encourages viewers to honor their heritage while having the courage to create their own future. Another meaningful takeaway is that fear should never stop you from following your dreams. Every great achievement begins with taking the first step into the unknown. Moana leaves the safety of her island despite the risks because she believes there is a greater purpose waiting for her. Her journey shows that growth often begins outside our comfort zone. The film also emphasizes the value of friendship and teamwork. Moana and Maui have different personalities and often disagree, but as they learn to trust and support one another, they become stronger together. Their partnership reminds viewers that success is often achieved through cooperation, mutual respect, and understanding rather than individual strength alone. Another important message is the need to respect nature and live in harmony with the environment. The ocean is portrayed as a source of life, guidance, and balance rather than something to be controlled. Through its beautiful depiction of the natural world, the movie encourages audiences to appreciate and protect the environment for future generations. Finally, the story reminds us that every challenge is an opportunity to grow. Difficult experiences shape Moana into a wiser, stronger, and more compassionate person. Instead of allowing failure to define her, she learns from every setback and continues, moving forward with determination and hope. Overall, the lasting message of Moana is that ordinary people can achieve extraordinary things through courage, perseverance, kindness, and self-belief. By staying true to your values, embracing your identity, respecting your roots, and never giving up in the face of adversity, you can overcome life's greatest challenges and inspire others to do the same. The critical reception for Disney's Moana live-action remake has been mixed to generally positive. Many professional critics praised the film for its breathtaking visuals, strong performances, beautiful cinematography, and respectful celebration of Polynesian culture. However, some reviewers questioned whether the remake offered enough new ideas compared with the beloved 2016 animated classic. As a result, opinions have been divided, although most critics agree that the movie is an entertaining family adventure with impressive production values. One of the most widely praised aspects of the film is its visual presentation. Critics highlighted the stunning tropical landscapes, realistic ocean effects, detailed production design, and high-quality CGI. Many reviews noted that Disney successfully recreated the magical world of Motunui in live action while preserving much of the beauty that made the original film so memorable. The performances of the lead actors also received positive attention. Catherine Lagaaya was praised for portraying Moana with confidence, warmth, and emotional sincerity, while Dwayne Johnson was recognized for bringing his trademark charisma and humor back to the role of Maui. Many critics felt that the chemistry between the two leads helped carry the emotional heart of the movie. The film's music and soundtrack were another highlight for many reviewers. Critics appreciated the return of several beloved songs, the powerful orchestral score, and the continued influence of Polynesian musical traditions. The soundtrack was widely considered one of the movie's strongest elements, helping to create emotional depth and maintain the adventurous spirit of the original. On the other hand, some critics argued that the story followed the original animated film too closely. They felt that although the live-action version is visually spectacular, it does not always offer enough fresh ideas to fully justify the remake. A few reviewers also believed that certain emotional moments were more powerful in the animated version because of its unique, artistic style. Despite these criticisms, many reviewers agreed that the movie succeeds as family entertainment. They praised its positive messages about courage, leadership, family, friendship, self-discovery, and respect for nature. Even critics who preferred the animated original generally acknowledged the live-action remake's technical achievements and heartfelt performances. Overall, the critical consensus is that Moana is a visually impressive and emotionally engaging adaptation that honors the spirit of the original film. While some reviewers wished for a more original interpretation, many still recommended it as an enjoyable adventure featuring strong performances, spectacular visuals, memorable music, and meaningful themes. For longtime Disney fans and families alike, the movie offers a fresh opportunity to experience one of Disney's most beloved modern stories on the big screen. Before we wrap up, let's quickly look at the movie's biggest strengths and weaknesses. On the positive side, Moana impresses with its breathtaking visuals, stunning ocean cinematography, beautiful island landscapes, powerful musical score, and heartfelt performances. The movie successfully captures the spirit of adventure while delivering emotional moments about family, courage, leadership, and self-discovery. The chemistry between Moana and Maui is one of the film's biggest highlights, and Disney's attention to Polynesian culture adds authenticity and depth to the story. For families and Disney fans, it's an entertaining adventure packed with emotion, humor, and spectacular visual effects. However, the movie isn't perfect. Some viewers may feel that the story stays too close to the original animated version and doesn't introduce enough fresh ideas. A few critics also believe that certain emotional scenes don't have the same magic as the animated classic. Even so, these shortcomings don't take away from the film's overall entertainment value, and it remains an enjoyable experience for audiences of all ages. Overall, Moana is a visually stunning, emotionally uplifting, and family-friendly adventure that reminds us to believe in ourselves, honor our roots, and never be afraid to follow our destiny. Whether you're a lifelong Disney fan or watching Moana's journey for the very first time, this movie offers an unforgettable experience filled with heart, hope, and inspiration. And that's all for today's complete movie breakdown. We hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new about Moana. We'd love to hear your thoughts. So let us know in the comments, what was your favorite scene? And how would you rate this movie out of 10? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to HollyBuzz for more detailed movie reviews, hidden facts, behind-the-scenes stories, and the latest entertainment updates. Also, press the notification bell so you never miss our upcoming videos. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, keep enjoying great movies, and we'll see you again very soon with another exciting movie breakdown here on Hollybuzz. Until next time, goodbye and have a wonderful day.